Hey everyone, today I'm here to tell you about how you can become a Pilates instructor. So if you have ever done Pilates and you really liked it, or maybe you've been doing it at home, following videos, or doing instructions locally for years, you might wonder how you can get into teaching. So I'll start with the fact that Pilates instruction is not actually required to be a Pilates teacher, but it's strongly recommended. You could, for example, maybe have a best friend who already owns a studio and they know that you're really good at what you do, and so they might let you come in and teach a few classes. But being an actual Pilates instructor with certification can really bolster your opportunities and make it a lot easier for you to find good work because you have comprehensive certification. You can show that you're qualified in a somewhat standard way. So you have a lot of options here, a few different programs from which to choose if you want to become certified. So that's where I would start, is getting your certification. Now I'm going to start over here. So this program is somewhat recommended. A lot of people have completed this program over 30 years. It was created, as you can see here, in 1989. So you have a world-renowned Pilates instructor behind this particular program. This program, to me, has one key benefit, and that is no recertification required. So once you complete your teacher training program and you have your certification, you don't have to recertify ever again. Now, in theory, you should be continuing with your education and always trying to improve, but that's kind of up to you. As you can see, their website doesn't always function though. So it's kind of a problem to find a course and figure out how much things cost and actually do anything. So they have, as you can see here, options for online only courses, and they have teacher training, legacy workshops, and certificate courses. So you can search for things and you'll see there's not a lot happening here. Maybe we get rid of the online only and we try to find a course there. But regardless, their website tends to have issues with this. So their teacher training programs include the comprehensive program, the MAT and Reformer, as well as the MAT program. The problem with this particular certification, in my eyes, is when you test, you have to pay for every retest. So their test is comprised of 4 random exercises, and you have to do those exercises. See, you have to instruct other students. So you have to perform different mat movements yourself, and then you have to instruct other students. So if maybe you aren't doing inversions yet, just because that's something that your body doesn't do, and that happens to be one of the things that they throw at you, you're going to fail that test. And that's going to be a problem because if you have to retest, it's going to cost you $150 every single time. And a lot of people have failed their final exams because of something stupid and small like this, something that doesn't accurately reflect their skill set. So that's kind of a problem. Now, that said, this program is pretty expensive depending on what you choose. You'll see that all of the courses have things like observation. So that has to be done only up to 50% online. So you have to do things in person. You also have to take sessions and practice with other students and practice on your own. And those sessions have to happen in one of their studios. Then you can take the online test. But as you can see, there's just a lot of in-person requirements and online requirements, and it's going to cost you up to several $1,000s depending on the program you choose, especially this comprehensive program. So the comprehensive program is 500 hours in total. 500 hours. So 100 hours observation, 200 hours student practice, 200 hours of self-practice, and then you have your final exam that you have to do, the practical exam in a studio, demonstrating proficiency in 4 movements. And again, they'll pick those movements. You don't get to pick the 4 that you like best. And then also doing the self-recorded online option. So I mean, this seems to be one of those programs that you're either in it already and you love it because you love the equipment that he designed and you love everything about this particular instructor, but otherwise it's kind of take it or leave it. So I'm going to pop right over to here to Balanced Body. So if you thought this program was expensive and time consuming, holy Toledo, is Balanced Body expensive. You're looking at $10,000, $12,000 for their comprehensive program. I mean, my goodness, I could buy a car for that. So, oh my goodness, several hundred hours of program requirements. And as you can see here, if you they have 4 main programs, and the comprehensive cert is for all 4. So mat instruction only, 134 hours of time. Reformer instruction only, 214 hours. Obviously with this one, if you choose to do it online, you have to have access to a reformer. You have to be able to teach on a reformer the entire time. If you want to combine those two, the mat and reformer, 332 hours, but the comprehensive one that is all of that, 520 hours. So, oh my goodness, if you can see that there are different values to each, right? You have your recommendations. So prerequisites are pretty high with balanced body. It honestly screams Newport Beach and Karens. But if you're one of those Newport Beach Karens, this might be a good option for you. If you are someone who's worked at least 1 year in a related field, maybe you already have a yoga instructor cert, or you have 6 months of experience somehow, then you can start with these programs. But you can see here, even their basic mat instructor training recommends that you have an anatomy class, an anatomy cert that you've already taken. So you can find an anatomy cert from another program, or you can test out here. And you can see that there are different modules with each and different test out requirements with each. So anatomy is recommended with the MAT program, but required as you move through here. And as you get to here, there's a lot more that's required of you. So just holy Toledo expensive and a lot of requirements. Now, Peak Pilates is a similarly 500-hour designed program for their comprehensive option, but it breaks down into 3 different levels. So you can choose to get certifications in those levels a la carte if you prefer. And that would be preferable in my eyes if you're just starting out, or if you have limited experience in this and you are looking to up your experience, maybe adding Pilates to an existing certification you already have, like a yoga or a barre certification. So you'll see here that level 1 has 4 modules. So level 1, just the certification for level 1 alone, is the MAT program. And that's going to come with 120 hours. Level 2, 100 hours. And then level 3, we're looking at 66 hours for the final exam, and then 40 hours of all your other work. So you can find training here. It's going to cost you around $600 for one level, and between $2,000 and $5,000 for the full comprehensive certification. Now, they have different sign-up options depending on the course. So they have live in-person ones at a Peak Pilates facility, and they have Zoom options that are completely online. So it can be difficult to find a course, at least in my experience, but you can see $650 for this. You have to pay for it first, and then you then you can start your online options here. And they do have a third-party bank, we'll call it a bank to be nice, that offers low payment plans. So they are one of the few that offers payment plans. And that actually leads me over here to the ISSA. ISSA offers payment plans, and I'm just going to start by saying, look at this website. Holy crap, is this designed well? I mean, you look at these, and okay, it's kind of okay. I sort of see what's going on here. This looks like it was 2006. Similarly, maybe this was 2007. This was 1994. This, 2020 at least. So you can see, you know exactly what it's going to cost you. You can see right here, 20 credits, that's what you get for the education you complete. $53 on average per month if you pay monthly. And right now, 50% off. So there's always promo codes happening. It works very similarly to Peak Pilates, where you have online instruction only. It is self-paced, and then you'll take chapter quizzes, and at the end take an open book untimed final exam. So you get a lot of options here for quick, easy, basic Pilates. Now, you're not going to have the same graduating levels that you get with, mat versus mat reformer versus comprehensive instructor. But you are going to get the basics if you're just starting out. And as someone who just wants to improve their overall field and increase their earnings, I really like that you can add specialties to this. So in addition to having a great website, very easy requirements online compared to the 500 hours and freaking $10,000 of some of these other options, you can see here that there are continuing education options and specializations here. So strength and conditioning, corrective exercises. They have a lot of programs under yoga and Pilates, so you can do a yoga instruction as well. They have health coach options. You can get specializations through ISSA for things like training athletes in Pilates versus training senior citizens in Pilates versus training people who are in recovery from injuries in Pilates. And all of that will count toward your recertification education. So ISSA, Balanced Body, and Peak Pilates are the only three that have expiration dates on their certifications. As I said, BASI doesn't. There's nothing here. It's going to last forever, and there's no continuing education actually required of you, though highly recommended. For these three, it requires ongoing education every 2 years. So you might need to meet 20 credits for ISSA every 2 years, but with Balanced Body, you're going to have to meet 14 credits or so. So you have to pay for additional education, but with Balanced Body, you have to pay for it somewhere else, maybe somewhere like ISSA. But then you're still paying for ongoing education every 2 years, even though you already made a mortgage payment for a year with your $10,000 for comprehensive certifications here. So given the fact that you are paying as much and getting as much out of the comprehensive program here, I am a little disappointed that they do have any recertification requirements at all. I do like that ISSA has so many recertification requirements, or at least so many options for meeting those recertification requirements, because you can work on corrective exercise, you can add yoga and Pilates, and each of these that you add is going to, on average, increase your earnings by about $4,000. So there's a lot here, a lot of different options. I would say if you're already in the know, you already have some background and you are a really big fan of this particular method and the tools that he designed, okay, fine, stick with this. If you're looking for an opportunity to really abuse someone else's checkbook, then go to Balanced Body. And if you are looking for a basic beginner option for certifications, Peak Pilates is a good one because you can start with different levels and you can increase those levels as you go. So if Pilates is the only thing you want to instruct in, Peak Pilates is great. But if you're looking for a more robust background, ISSA can give you Pilates, it can give you nutrition and wellness, it can give you yoga, it can give you personal training, and of course they have that wonderful job placement guarantee or your money back if you complete your programs. So a lot of options, really comes down to what you like best.